Hello guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about such a legendary camera from Nikon. This camera is almost 40-year-old. This was launched in 1982 and it has been such a great camera that it is still loved a lot by photography enthusiasts. I'm talking about Nikon FM2. Just by the looks of it, you can already see how gorgeous this camera looks. It's not a very big camera, it's pretty tiny, like it's almost looking like a mirrorless camera. If you see this camera, you would be reminded of Nikon ZFC, which looks almost exactly like this camera. The camera that I have, this one is having a silver look on the top and then black over here. In terms of build quality, it is excellent. This camera was used by journalists and war photographer and the professionals. There was a journalist who was covering the Vietnam War. He was struck by a bullet and the bullet struck this camera and the life of that journalist was saved. So you can imagine how robust this camera is. It is built like a tank, and I literally mean it. It is built like a tank. You can smash someone into their head and that person would be dead, but your camera would still be working. It is an awesome camera. Now let's talk about some of the great features this camera had, which many other cameras around the same time did not have. So this camera features a maximum shutter speed of 1 by 4000 of a second, which was such a rarity in that era. Just for a fully mechanical camera, this is a fully mechanical camera, and to have such a high shutter speed was unthinkable. If you compare Canon, Pentax and the other competitors around that time, the maximum they could go was 1 by 1000 of a second, and this was giving 1 by 4000 of a second, which was really amazing. Because imagine if you are shooting in really bright sun and wide open, then you need fast shutter speed. Otherwise you would have to use ND filters in front of your lens. And this camera can handle any lens which is having aperture ring on them. So all the E series lenses and all the lenses of the D series which are having this kind of aperture ring, all of them would work perfectly fine. Of course you have to focus manually, but focusing manually on this camera is such a joy. I have used some other film camera as well, but this camera has the best focusing screen and it is so easy to nail the focus every single time. For example, if you want to focus on my face, so if you are trying to focus on my nose, so once my nose is on this side, that means it's not in focus. You have to align both the images in the center and in the corner so that they come in a single line. So let's say when my nose is exactly in one single line, then my face is in focus, and it is really very easy to focus on this camera. It has a really nice viewfinder. This camera also have a built-in light meter. It tells you if you are overexposed or if you are underexposed, but you don't need that light meter to get a photo. You can capture photo even without using that light meter. So for example, if your battery is running out, so this is where you put on your battery, and if your battery is dead, then you won't be able to use the light meter, but you would still be able to use this camera. This will work perfectly fine, and you would be able to take image. You will be able to use the maximum shutter speed of 1 by 4000 of a second, because the shutter speed is not dependent on your battery like some other cameras in which you cannot use the maximum shutter speed if your battery is not charged or if your battery is totally depleted. But in this one you can use it. It will work perfectly fine. This camera would work even if the temperature is plus 50. It will work even if the temperature is minus 50. It is built to work always, no matter what. Even 100 years from now, this camera will still work because it is a fully mechanical camera. As I already told you, it is made to work in all conditions, guys. Other good things about this camera is you can connect flash as well. So you have this port over here, so you can connect your flash in case you want. And this particular model of mine also have a hot shoe on the top, so you can mount your flash here and then connect it here, and then you can use it directly on top of your camera. So it's a great camera, guys. It also has a timer. If you want to take a self portrait, if you can put it on a tripod, you can focus, and then you can go back and take a photo with a group. So it's a great feature in this camera. Overall, this camera is a great buy even in 2022. If you really want to start film photography, this would be a great choice of camera, because it is a joy to work with. It will help you in focusing easily. The maximum shutter speed gives you a flexibility to shoot really wide open in very bright conditions, and it is very easy to use compared to some of the other cameras that I have used. I have some other film camera as well, like practical camera I have, and I also have a Canon FTBQL camera as well, but those camera are not as easy and a joy to work with compared to this Nikon FM2. It is an awesome camera. Now let me talk about the price for this camera. So I paid 200 USD for this camera along with this 50mm f1.8D lens, which is a great price, and the camera that I got is not having any scratch. It is in mint condition, but you can get this camera body even for 100 USD as well, depending on the condition. If your body is having slight wear and tear and some scratches, maybe you can get it a little bit cheaper. But even if you get a camera in 200 USD in mint condition, that would be a really good price for this camera. Alright guys, if you have any questions about this camera, feel free to comment over here. You can also follow me on Instagram and reach out to me over there. I'm gonna also post a lot of other videos related to other film cameras and also the DSLR and lenses as well. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and don't forget to press the notification icon.